Pete Kirk was talking about a little bit earlier how some of your guys, he said, well, it wouldn't be so bad if perhaps we went to another bowl. How do you describe what going to the Rose Bowl means to your team?
Well, every year we set our sights, and our goal is to get to the Rose Bowl and own that thing, and we've never changed for the years we've been here. We're very proud to have a chance to represent there every year. When you win our conference, that's what you get to go to, and our guys are thrilled about it. The matchup is awesome to go against Penn State and Coach Paterno. I think there's going to be a tremendous build-up and excitement about it. Two really, really good football teams now, and arguably teams that could beat anybody in the country. And unfortunately, a point for them and a couple points for us, we'd both be undefeated. So it's been a great season for both teams, and hopefully we'll have a great bowl game for you guys.
And I'm sure that both teams, both your team and Penn State, believes that since you're one-loss teams, just like the two teams playing for the national championship, that you merit consideration to playing for that honor. Do you think your team got the proper consideration to be one of those teams to play for the national title?
We got the considerations that the bowl system allowed for. I think the system was solid and consistent throughout. Whether the system is right or not, that's for you guys to figure out. We don't have any choice in the matter, so we just play the games. And I know Coach Paterno basically said the same stuff during the season. We just keep playing the games and see what happens at the end. I love the fact that we're champions. I love that we won our conference again, and our schedule was really hard and difficult, and we were able to make it through it throughout with the one stumble during the season. So I know this, that if you gave our guys a chance to play those other teams, we would love the opportunity, and I know that we would give everybody fits. Whether or not we would win, I don't know. Well, I never know that, but I do know this: we play really good defense around here, and we're excited about what those guys can do, and we'll play anybody.
It might be the understatement of the year right there. Really good defense around here.
Coach, you said you played really good defense around here, not just this year, but almost every year that you have been there, you've had a dominating defense. A lot of people are talking about this defense maybe being arguably one of the best in the history of the sport. Just based on the years that you've been at USC, where does this year's defense rank in your mind?
Well, we've never put up these numbers, that we're so consistent throughout the season. I mean, we've barely wavered off this kind of the stats that we've had, and I think the ability to be that consistent, no matter who we're playing and what the style of offense was or where it was and all of that, it would lend me to think that this is the most effective group we've had. We had Lofa Tatupu and Grudy Good and all those good guys back a couple years back. I've kind of put those guys up against anybody. The only thing that we didn't do is we didn't take the ball away maybe as much as we had done in other years, but we still did a good job. We're in the plus category and all of that, and it's a very tough defense to run against, and you can't get the ball down the field on us either. So it's a very good group.
Pete, anybody knows anything about football, and on this staff, we're all in agreement that you're the best big game coach yet ever. Why is it and how is it that you prepare your team so adequately and just have them peak at the right time? Because you do it better than anybody has ever done it.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I don't know either. So we just practice, I tell you what we do. We really do set out every time we get an opportunity that gives us some extra time is to really orchestrate the whole preparation so it peaks properly. And in that, we practice really hard against each other. We really compete every single day we go out there. We won't take easy days or softer days or get out of the pads. We're going to do what we need to do to really keep our play at a high level, and then all of a sudden it's game time, and we just bring it to the game. And I've been thrilled of the way we have orchestrated the preparation. We have very good results, and we have a lot of confidence in the way we do it. But I think it goes back to competing every day. That's really what makes us who we are, and practicing at a really high level, and then the game really takes care of itself.
All right, Coach. We all talked about the defense. That's good. That's fine. But let's talk about the offense, what really sells the tickets. Tell us about Mark Sanchez, your quarterback, and how tough he is. Because every time I see him, every time he plays, he gets knocked around, but he comes back in the game and plays and gets the job done.
Well, he hasn't been hit that much like he did the other day. He took 3 late hits in the game, that the officials saw 3 out of the 4, and they did a pretty good job. This was my favorite game to watch Mark play because he really had to battle because he was, they were up against it. And when he came back and he made some decisions to run for first downs on some break-contained passes, he just was sticking it right back at him. And I love the way he responded. This was the first time he really had been hit with any consistency, and it brought out the best out of him. And I think any of us would love to see our quarterback respond like he did. He was tough as nails, and he won a football game for us.
Coach, going back to 2002, we had Carson Palmer. He won the Heisman Trophy. You beat Iowa in the Orange Bowl that year. 7 straight now. You've been able to get to a BCS bowl game and win these games with the exception of the championship against Texas. This is an era where you see teams have success and then players come in and maybe they start to lose their focus and their priorities. What's the key to the longevity of the continued success with you right now at USC?
Well, I think the continuity of the approach and the philosophy has really stayed rock solid throughout all of this time. And the central theme of competition and battling time in and time out with wherever the kids come from, whether they're freshmen or they're the upperclassmen, everybody gets a chance to battle every day to show who they are and what they're all about, and never backing off that. So it has allowed us to maintain a level of performance that has separated us from everybody. And I think it's clearly that, and it's a dedication to the philosophy. It's built into the fabric of this program, and now our guys know what it's all about. So it's not about the game so much. It's about battling on the practice field during the week that makes us who we are, and the games are kind of the celebrations of all that hard work. Hopefully we can stay with it again and keep after it and do it through this whole preparation and then just head it on into next year and keep showing you that we have a feel for doing it.
Pete, what do you believe a coach's responsibility is if he would like to see a change in the system, even if it leads to a playoff, to try to promote that type of change?
Well, I don't really know. I don't know what our responsibility is other than to speak out. You know, I haven't backed off of that from the start. I've been saying this for years. Every now and then it sounds like I said it for the first time with the way you guys respond to it. But
we're just trying to give it some traction, that's all.
Basically, it's just about wanting to compete, to show who you are, and our entire country operates this way. Most of the world operates in the sense if you want to find out who the best guy is, you know, you play it off. And so there's no backing off that. We'll continue to speak about it. And again, as long as the president keeps talking about it, I think we got a chance someday. You know,
maybe so. When you go to the Rose Bowl against Penn State, Steve Sarkisian's still going to be there calling plays, as I understand it, but. What impact do you think him accepting the job at Washington will have on this particular game?
Well, just in particular in this game the other day, you know, our guys, we knew what was going on here beforehand, and we addressed it. We had a bunch of fun with it. We gave him a hard time about it, and then got back to work. He called a great game, and everything came off like we would like. We're gonna go through it. Steve deserves to play with us, and he's earned that right to do that. And I love having him with us. But there will be some times, and he's going to have to divide his times during recruiting. He's going to recruit for them, and he has to. But we'll figure this out. We've been through this before. It's not something we can't handle. And really, it's so exciting for Steve and for our guys to see him, you know, elevate. That we're really proud of him. And so we're going to take him with us and try to win this Rose Bowl, and then we'll kick him out of here and go play him second week of the season next year.
Okay, and when you kick him out, who are you going to replace him with?
Well, we're working on that. It's not a done deal yet, but you know, I've always gone after maintaining the continuity. We like what we do and how we do things, and the familiarity of our system, and also we're going to basically stick with that as best as possible. Johnny Morton has done a great job for us. We have some terrific coaches on this staff that can help us out, and I've got to fill that spot though, and so we'll work through that.